Guys, remember what we agreed? Yep.
So
wait for the
last
call,
week the All Blacks early in the match, when working left to right, they try and hammer the midfield quite a bit, right on the advantage line. Demaru and Bastero were up to that. Do we see a bit of innovation with Rieko Ioane in behind the scrum at the moment? Maybe a little bit of manipulation instead of trying to batter their way through that very good defensive pattern the French have.
Bind! Set!
Good clean hook as Aaron Smith moves it away for Beauden Barrett. Straight away the kick, and he's overdone it. And so they'll go back for a line out around about the halfway mark.
Well, they've made 5 changes during the week, and one of them is Fiku, the left winger. So obviously Beauden Barrett saying, what are you made of early on in the piece? But he read it pretty well and just weighed up the touchline and weighted up Ben Smith coming at him as well. So good start there defending that kick.
Char throws again. It's a bit untidy. Well controlled by halfback Morgan Parra. Now Gael Fiku. He's the guy number 11 this week. An experienced international player as Parra gets it away for Beru. And Geordie Barrett waits. And down he goes in a big heap.
Knock on, Blue.
It's okay, play on, says the referee. And they'll play the knock on. So the question here is, did he have time to land?
I think both players took off at the right time. Both of them go up, both eyes are on the ball. Barrett goes up. And you can see there as well, I think it was fullback Benjamin Fale. He goes up at the same time, wins the contest, nothing wrong with it. Yes, Barrett falls awkwardly, but he didn't have to protect the player in the air because both players competed the ball at the same time.
Just after the hit, keep your feet up.
Just caught the elbow on the chin there. That shook him a wee bit.
Now defending really flat, the French. They're only leaving Benjamin Fale back was the player was just in shot. The rest of them are all up really flat, so the kick is on big time for Beauden Barrett to carve off some metres back and deep into the French half.
Set! Whistle. Yeah, just come across.
Always happy in his work, Aaron Smith.
So there you go, there's a very good look at it. So what happened before was they had the same setup defensively, and as Smithy mentioned, Fiku there had to hedge his bets. Now you have to do the same here because he's got to protect that right-hand corner as we look at it, because there's big space there for Benjamin Fale to try and cover.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Keep it up!
Held in the back here by Luke Whitelock for a moment. Now Beauden Barrett getting a lot of height on the ball, leaving it for the fullback, Fale, and he looks assured under the high ball. He got a lovely pass off too for Galtier. Now Parra moves it away for Beru. Bastero getting it wide to Fiku. Good tackle on him though by Geordie Barrett. 10-metre line in All Black territory as Parra again for Beru. Charging up was Antonio. French getting plenty of ball to play with early on. Beru looks for the gap, and it's Scott Barrett who has to bring him down as he makes the half break. Now Parra taken by his opposite number. Quick pass on, and suddenly the French are in the clear, and away it goes for centre Demaru. And what a try that is from the French.
John?
After Galtier linked up with Demaru.
George?
Yes, Angus.
Well, it's a great move, Justin, but did he ground it?
Yes or no?
Okay.
None of us have a clear grounding.
I will check that.
Thank you.
So it was a great break, but as he gets the ball, Demaru, he ends up being short, and it's whether or not when he propels himself here over the line, he dislodges it and loses it, and he does.
Gus, George here, mate.
Yes, mate.
The blue player has knocked the ball on before the line.
Yep.
Therefore,
So
it's
it'll be a no
scrum.
try.
Black will
For
5 metre
sure.
scrum, black. No try. Knock on. Scrum.
The French knew it too. They didn't go back to halfway, but boy, what a run here by Galtier.
That's a great run by Galtier. Really, he should hold that. It was brilliant cover defence and work rate from Ryan Crotty and Geordie Barrett. That's never
His
say
last
die
scrum was the
attitude, and
standard,
sometimes you
especially
win
this
those.
side, right?
And that time the All
Yeah,
Blacks
much
have
better
big time
your side.
dodged a bullet through superb scrambling defence.
Really, a try should have been scored.
Yes, absolutely. You just need to maintain the ball there. As mentioned, it's a little greasy. The sliding, propelling motion will take you through the line. Just hold on to it.
Crouch.
Big chance missed from the French.
Bind. Set.
So very much on defence, and the French get a bit of way on the scrum too. And Geordie Barrett, who's got a massive punt on him, slams it away down towards halfway, and that really is a terrific clearing kick.
Won't be thrilled, Steve
on the
Hansen,
line,
with what
on
he's
the
seen
line,
so
New Zealand.
far, because one of his focuses has been the start, and clearly the French have won that again.
So Camille Char to throw, and this time they go short to Presso, and the ball is loose. Now away for Beru Bastero. The All Blacks looked after the big centre in the first test. Now here's fullback foul up in the line, 10 metres, and Tara moves it on. Beru finds himself in a gap. Now the little kick and chase. Ioane's scrambling back, and he's held it up outside the goal line.
Stay
So
on.
2 clean breaks so far by the French in the first 8 minutes, and Beauden Barrett forced onto the left boot, and he's got it drifting into touch. But alarm bells ringing in the All Black defence.
Yes, and right at the advantage line, Anthony Beru has been very dangerous, made a couple of mini breaks. This one a clean one. Lovely little kick ahead, and this could have bounced and gone anywhere. We know how fast Didi Tomo is. Ioane up to the task. A nice clearance from Barrett, but boy, the All Blacks under the pump early.
Back 10. Back 10. Yes.
Char throws. This time it is a nice clean line-out win.
Good now.
Just
Stop
seeing if they
once.
can shift the All Black forward
Going
pack.
sideways.
And now they start to make some good progress. Trapped in the back by Char. He gave it away to Presso. And the loose head prop goes charging on. They're still intact.
Advantage. 7 in the
Playing
side.
advantage to the French. It's a penalty advantage as well. So now Morgan Parra works it away. Charging hard was Gaultier. Now Parra goes again. 10 metres away, still under the penalty advantage. And so Angus Gardner
Advantage.
goes back.
7 in the side.
All France.
Couple of early blips with the line out, but the last 2 have been excellent. They launched that last attack that Beru made the break off a good set piece line out, and that one there, well structured, a line out drive from just inside the 22. They didn't give up. It looked like it was going to stop at times, but they managed to get it going again and forced the All Blacks into making a technical error, which now gives them a shooting opportunity.
Well, it's Sam Cane, the player that was actually penalised, or the advantage was against. It was him. You watched the number 7 at the end. He was desperate. And I'll tell you what, if it had gone much further, Justin, Angus Gardner might have looked at something else, because it looked for all money. There's Sam Cane getting pinged there. If it had got much closer, he might have done something else. And this is also interesting. Do you beat the All Blacks with 3s? Or do you run the gauntlet into the corner early on?
Well, they did have a debate, Smithy, and in the end, Matteo Bastero decided to have a shot at goal.
Really liking the way that this man in frame now, Morgan Parra, has already started to run a bit this week. He's a dangerous runner, and he's causing the All Blacks some problems around the rucks.
for points in the game, and he's judged it beautifully. And France are well worth their lead, 3 points to 0 after 11 minutes. Barrett goes relatively short, nicely taken down by Thomas. And there it is again for Para. Works it away for Galtier. Now Beru. He hasn't put a foot wrong so far.
Now that's big trouble.
That is big trouble, you're right.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I mentioned it before, that both players went up at the same time. This time, the chasing French player showed no regard or clear himself from the danger zone. It'll be yellow card minimum.
Yep. George, you there?
I am.
Let's just put that up on the screen for us, please.
We'll put up on the screen.
Look, there's no doubt that Benjamin Faal's eyes are only on the ball, so he does not see Beauden Barrett coming. He's only watching the ball, but as he has responsibility there to clear that zone.
Is it realistic to you, Johnny?
Well, the card was a key moment against the French in last week's Test match. It was almost a turning point. What colour will it be?
Yeah, what's your view? Not realistic?
Just one more angle, Gus.
Yeah.
Just one more angle, Gus.
Damien McKenzie already on in 22. Barrett down the tunnel.
Yeah, he's off the ground,
I
but
think
he's not in
that
a realistic
significant replay
position.
there is his foot is still just on the ground.
George, I just want you to confirm.
Yes.
I don't believe the French player's in a realistic position to contest for that ball. So I'd like to just double check where the players landed, please, George.
I will check
Can you
that
help?
for you.
Can you help me with that?
Yep.
He'll do very well to avoid a red card here, unfortunately. I think Beauden Barrett, I should say, I think his head hits the ground. Watch his head, his head hits the ground first. As he comes down, an arm, and then contact with the head. That's red card. I'm sorry, it's red card.
They're all the angles.
So, George, what I'm seeing is the player has landed on his head.
Correct.
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
It's
yes.
very dangerous. He's not in a realistic position to contest that ball. Player's landed on his head. I've got no other option. It's a red card.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ice on the ball.
No. You're not in a realistic position to contest the ball. No, you're not realistic, and you've hit the player. It's very dangerous. He's landed on his head. I've got a red card. It's no other option.
Well, a big turning point in the game. We've only been going 12 minutes, and for the second time in 12 months, a player has been sent off in a test match at this ground. Sonny Bill it was last year.
Well, to tell you what, there was a good French contingent. There was a great gasp all around the stadium. I guess a lot of people looking sympathetic towards the French and not having the full knowledge of the rules and what the referee is bound to do. However,
so 14 players for the remainder of this game. The French.
Use it now.
The All Blacks in their best attacking position so far in the match. Aaron Smith away for Crotty. Driven down in the tackle of Bastero. Now Kane. Aaron Smith again away for Owen Franks. Smith, Crotty, Leonard Brown, who had some very good moments last week, and here's Joe Moody. Ho-ho! The big loose head prop.
Well, they know now, the All Blacks, they just have to be patient. The French are compromised. They are not going to be able to probably play at the fullback, or if they are, they're going to be short in that front line. Just nice and direct here, and then the line from Moody, he came from really deep. The timing of the pass from Aaron Smith catches Maestri out, and then great speed to avoid Para. Boy, it's good to see that, a loose head going in that fashion.
Well, he ran a great line and the pass was flat. Para was the player, Justin, interestingly enough, who was covering where Fowl would have been. He was the player that dropped back in a fullback defending role for that whole passage of play from the All Blacks. Nevertheless, that man there sits there wondering, shaking his head. His pleas went unanswered, and now the team is under the posts and under the threat of a lot more of that if they're not careful. HIA for Beauden Barrett at this stage. We'll give word on his health shortly.
I think we should probably let Damian McKenzie take his two. There's Bo.
Yep, which he does. So 7 points to 3.
As we see the line from Moody, and admire him going in. I was about to say before McKenzie knocked that over, reinforce that we completely concur with the referee's decision. He had no other option and got the call exactly right.
Thank you.
Beru kicks off for the French. Nicely controlled by Ryan Crotty. Aaron Smith. Nicely controlled by the French, and they still remain a danger on attack. And they're lined up here. Beru. And the ball just knocked down by Demiru. And kicked away downfield by Geordie Barrett, but there's no real All Blacks threatening on the ball here as Beru goes back. Flipped away by number 8 Kevin Gordon. Bastero did pretty well, and that's a poor pass. Now Fiku away for Beru once more, looking for space, but the All Blacks have got this well covered. And Geordie Barrett's got Damian McKenzie lurking if required. But there's some wide open spaces down the back, and beautifully exploited by Geordie Barrett.
Again, Para, the last defender. Justin, a word on that. How difficult for him to control things up front as well.
Yeah, very difficult. And obviously you can see there he's trying to truck his way back, but that's the problem with losing a man. He just can't cover all parts of the field, unfortunately, for the French.
Drop. Good.
Line out throw, it's a shocker. Straight to Luke Whitelock. Now the All Blacks have got another chance here as Aaron Smith works it away for Kane. And the French are offside. Now the short pass to Owen Franks. Still looking for that first test try, but he's not going to get it here. But the All Blacks do have a penalty.
Scrum.
Well, I guess, Smithy, a lot of those groans and, as you said, big gasps that went out when Benjamin Fall was sent off. Probably a lot of them were from New Zealand fans as well.
Absolutely.
Not disagreeing with the decision, just unfortunately maybe a little robbed of a contest. They like to see their world champions in a contest and pushed and worked hard. But again, as I like to reinforce, they are world champions for a very good reason. They're not easy to beat, and not easy to beat at home, let alone with 14 men.
No, they're not. And here's an opportunity, Justin, with a massive blindside with Ben Smith to work with, maybe Luke Whitelock as well. Options are plenty here. How do they defend this, the French?
Crouch. Bind. Stand up. Yep. Yeah, I know. Boys, I can't continue because we're engaged on the far side, okay? Okay, I need a gap, please. Yes? Both of you.
The big problem for the French in this situation is they don't have anybody who can hover back and defend the little kick in behind. So if the All Blacks line up nice and flat, this is a good look at it. If they decide to come to the left and they go hard at the defensive line, yes, they've got a numerical advantage, but also they know there's no sweeper there. So the player can go right to a defender, just tap it in behind.
Crouch.
No sweeper, flood through. Big problems for France.
Bind. Set.
Have to come left as we look at it.
They get
Hinging.
another penalty, so
Hinging
this will
down,
simply
all of
be
you
another
guys.
scrum,
Not
I
taking
would
the hit.
imagine.
All front row, collapsing. Scrum.
It's such an emotive
Guys, you've got to
race,
take
the
the hit.
French.
That's
You
very
just wonder
dangerous.
how
You
much
guys all went down. Okay,
this has
keep it up.
affected their spirit, as it appeared to last week. And I'm talking about the players on the park as well, those
Pardon me?
involved still.
Yeah, let's come across, boys.
Oh, you've got to galvanise, you really do. When you lose a player, whether it's for a red card situation or a yellow card, you know you're down. You've got to get together. But a lot of work has to go into finding ways to fill the gap that player leaves. And at the moment, I think if the All Blacks coming left, the French are in big trouble with conceding a try. They just need a good platform from the scrum base.
Bind. Set. Still. Hold on.
Aaron Smith waits. Now it's off to Mackenzie. Mackenzie goes hard at the line and very close to it, but it's still there. Now Smith pops it up. Ben Smith. Ben Smith. Ben Smith! Oh, too easy.
They got the good platform, the All Blacks from the scrum. Mackenzie has an early go. Nice tackle from Beru. Para's halfback partner helps him out. From there was plenty of French defenders, probably offside as well. Demeru. They all race up, and then again, because Para was involved in the tackle, you can see him there, was just getting up. He's not running that covering role. No fullback. Ben Smith waltzes in.
Well, that was a perfect angle to watch it over and over again, to be fair. But Demeru and Bastareaud both went the same way. They were both absolutely committed to going right, and Ben Smith so good off his left foot. Just stepped both of them, and then it was history, really.
Mackenzie with the extra 2. And it's 14-3. And 20 minutes gone.
A word in this, Bo, that he'll be doing a lot more kicking tonight too, Damien Mackenzie, because it's a fail for Beauden Barrett, who's just come out of the tunnel now, Beauden Barrett, that he has failed the HIA, will not be back.
Such a good player from open field running, Ben Smith. Beru with the restart. Taken down by the skipper. Aaron Smith. This time with a little more distance on the kick, and it sits up. It's not out yet. And so Beru shifts it away for the speedster, Tomar. Taken in the tackle of Squire. Now snapped up by LaRue. Para away from Maestri. Good handoff by Danny Priso. The loose head prop. Very good run indeed. It's gone about 15 metres.
Good work too.
As Para away for Beru once more. This is the blindside flanker, Babilu. He wasn't in the game last week. Now Para. As Mackenzie goes back and sits up nicely for him.
Old Black.
And that's not out either. So the French look to work it away. Back into a big tackle from Liam Squire. That was Teddy Tomar. And the All Blacks gain the penalty.
Holding on.
So there is Beauden Barrett. Might be back tonight after the heavy landing.
Well, they're going to do this all night, the All Blacks. Why wouldn't you be proactive? It's a great kick from Damien Mackenzie as well, who's slotted into that position now that Beauden Barrett has failed his HIA. And here's the big shot from Liam Squire. But they're going to face a barrage now of attacking rugby, the French.
Well, in a sense, Justin, the All Black selectors won't be too disappointed that Damien McKenzie's getting a good run in the number 10 shirt. Here is Owen Franks heading through with the ball. Now Squire to the 5-metre line.
Well done.
And Aaron Smith, good hands from Luke Whitelock, shifting it quickly. It's there again, he's being dragged in. That's almost a penalisable offence. McKenzie for Crotty. Building slowly, the All Blacks 5 metres away as Aaron Smith looks towards the wide channels and put on the ground by Joe Moody, but offside play.
Keep an eye on Aaron Smith.
Justin, going back to the line-out, was that shades of Tony Woodcock against the French 7 years ago?
Yeah, it was. That express pace right through the middle. You're absolutely right. Owen Franks searching for that first ever test try.
Have a look at this. You watch the way Sam Whitelock looks away as he delivers it too.
Here we go.
Yeah, he hasn't managed to get across the chalk yet, Owen Franks, so it would have been a nice way to do it this way, wouldn't it?
Please.
Yes, and his 97th test match.
Patient.
So again, massive problems here for the French to try and contain the All Blacks here. This time they've got a favourable setup to the right. A lot of work for Morgan Parra to do. Definitely on for the 8-9 right as we look at it. Geordie Barrett as first receiver.
Set. Keep it up.
Endless possibilities here for the All Blacks. They come to this left with Aaron Smith. McKenzie, though, left it behind and knocked it on. Definitely a lack of communication there between the two of them.
I'm not sure how they managed to figure that was the way to go. Certainly better option to go the other way. Trying to work against man on man there, whereas the other side they had that advantage of an extra player.
Sorry, mate.
Injury break here for Danny Pressel, the man born in Cameroon. Only had his debut in the Six Nations this year. Let's go back and revisit the red card, Justin.
Yeah, absolutely. The laws of the game now, as they are and as they stand, you've got to understand it. That was a great angle, Benjamin Fall. Yes, he's professing that he's got his eye on the ball, but because he hasn't contested and gone up at the same time as Beauden Barrett, it's his responsibility as the player on the ground to make sure that there's a safe zone, and he didn't. It doesn't matter that he can't see the other player coming, because he didn't lose the get in the contest and leave the ground and contest for the ball. It's his responsibility to protect that zone, and if a player lands awkwardly, then the consequences can be as severe as what we've just seen, which is a red card with the player landing on his head, and justified, because Beauden Barrett since has failed his HIA, which means that he had a head problem from that contact.
Bind. Set.
Good bounce back here in the scrum by the French. The initial shove went the way of the All Blacks. It opens up for Parra. And they did that very, very well. But the referee's going all the way back for a penalty here.
Pressure, Black. Yep.
Even though the ball has gone out on the halfway line, it would have been All Black ball. So he's gone back for the penalty.
Yeah, good refereeing. That's what you want. The other thing that the French will be wanting to keep on their side, apart from the scoreboard, Smithy, will be the clock. If they can somehow stay in this contest and not let the scoreboard get away on them, and yet the clock tick away, they've got a chance, somehow.
Yeah, well, somehow, huge word in this situation. I think the best way to do that and limit the damage, Justin, is to hold on to the ball as long as they possibly can. And that's going to mean their forwards are going to have to do more of this sort of stuff. They're going to have to be really engaged. They're going to have to play tight in those close quarters and be very, very good with ball in hand.
Terrific bounce back in the scrum as Charles throws. Snapped away by Gordon. He in turn finds Bobby Lou, who breaks a couple of tackles. And all three loose forwards involved now. Geltiak takes it down. And penalty. Not releasing. Aaron Smith goes quickly. Sends it wide for Luke Whitelock. And the same thing. This time the All Blacks not releasing.
I'm really surprised that Aaron Smith, he looked and saw Jordan Barrett coming from way deep, and why he didn't kick it I have no idea. He then sort of pivoted to the left and decided to pass it. I think he recognised that the opportunity was on. Jordan Barrett comes charging. Let's have a look. So there it goes. There goes Jordan Barrett. There's no one at home, and Aaron Smith changes his mind. If he kicks that ahead, Jordan Barrett's going to lead the race. He was on the fly.
Terrific bit of work from Morgan Parra over the ball, securing it back for the French.
Maestri wins the line out. Now, this might be a struggle to come back, but there it is for Parra. That's easy to get off the line as Antonio takes it up. Penalty coming here.
Offside.
And it's the offside line has been breached by the All Blacks, so now the French, well, they took a penalty from a similar position.
No, they got a kick for the corner. He's that drive. It was so good last time round, don't they?
No.
Sam Whitelock thought he tapped it to himself.
Mate, yeah, we did that in November, and I explained to you in November. Yeah, but he can't do that. I know, he's got to be careful. I will have another word to him, but it's clearly a habit. So I take your point.
Angus Gardner talking about the game in France last year.
Yeah.
In November, he was the referee in Paris when these two teams met.
What are we doing? What are we doing, Captain?
And the same thing happened.
Listen, I know it's a habit that you like to tap it, but you've just got to be mindful that they think that you've tapped the ball and run up, okay? So just be careful, please. Yeah, it's flat. Can we get a new ball, please? This one's flat.
What next? Yeah.
You got a pump down there, Smithy? It's not one that you drink out of, obviously.
Can you please get that?
One that you can get a ball with a bit more air into it.
I've actually got one of the former, but no.
He's well entitled to that, Morgan Parra.
I'm a little surprised about this, though, Justin.
I'm not.
You think the clock?
Yeah, I think they just got to try and stay in the contest. They accumulate when they can. They try and play 10-man rugby. Their biggest problem is not being able to implement a game plan like that. They would have talked about it. It's defence, being a man short. Look, they can bash away. They can line out drive. They can play territory. They can take their threes. Their biggest problem is defence, how they plug the holes. But they can still be proactive with the ball and play wet weather rugby, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, they're still doing well in the possession stakes. They're 60% possession. So Parra's kick again is on target. A second penalty goal for Morgan Parra. And it's 14-6, 9 out from halftime. Mackenzie's kickoff. And it's been left to the winger, and he does a good job, Thomas. And a drive downfield by Gourdon, who has been prominent. In fact, all loose forwards for the French are playing really well.
Thank you, no more.
Parra. This time it's Jordie Barrett. And again, lovely skills as Aaron Smith clears it away. Ben Smith bang on the inside for Liam Squire. Now Aaron Smith again. Mackenzie. And again, it's the halfback who's back there, Morgan Parra. Quite happy to field it inside the 22 and bang it off to halfway.
I guess the negative effect sending off a Benjamin Fale has is that that was a nice kick from Parra and good chases, but everybody was afraid in a blue jersey to go up.
Sam Whitelock wins the line out. Mackenzie slings it away to Crotty. Here's Ioane in the action. Breaks the first tackle. And the ball's been lost forward by France in defence.
From the knock.
So advantage being played. Aaron Smith clears it off to
Advantage
McKenzie.
over.
Scott Barrett. Smith again for McKenzie. Ioane. Taylor running in hard to try and assist
Okay, release
the
Sam,
winger.
to tackle.
Aaron Smith again for Moody. Franks. French
turnover's
defence
good.
holding up well, particularly
Leave
in
it,
close. In fact, they've turned the ball over here. And France through Beru. Jabs the little kick in. And now here's Cody Taylor. Tried to free it up. Snapped up by Crocky. And once again, the All Blacks penalised.
Number 2 on feet.
Well, as the French look to kick this out, the All Blacks are making a change here, and the front row will be offered to Ngafasi in jersey 18 for Owen Franks.
Interesting.
What numbers again?
Yeah, well, Franks went down not long after the sending off. He had a problem on the far side of the field. Now, whether or not that was part of it, but he certainly did receive a bit of attention, and maybe it's something that he can't quite continue with, or could cause him further damage.
Just make sure there's some arms, all right? Yeah. And who? Number 8.
So that's the first test trial. They'll have to wait for another day. Oh, yes, he reeled away there as Ben Smith disputed possession, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Just on the 5.
Carry-over problem, so doesn't look in a huge amount of pain, but I don't often think that he does. So it's probably a bit hard to tell with Owen Franks, but
Yep.
it's a good opportunity, I guess, for Ngafasi to have a decent dig this evening.
Thank you.
6 minutes remaining, first half. If France can hold it to 14-6 or even improve on that, I'll be delighted, given that the red card was in the 12th minute. Now the line-out has gone astray again, not for the first time, but the All Blacks break down in midfield as well, as Anton Leonard-Brown holds it up, and they hold him up before he finally gets to ground. Aaron Smith works it away for Scott Barrett.
Careful, good. Yep.
Now Crotty sends it on for Taylor. Ioane, nice linking up with Taylor once more. And there are French hands on this, and I reckon they've won it. They have.
Turnover's good.
Para again.
Leave it black.
Yeah, Galtier.
Ball's there.
These
Turnover's
loose
good.
forwards have been quite outstanding in the first
Knock
half.
on.
Ball knocked on by the French, and away goes McKenzie.
Advantage over.
Carried on by Luke Whitelock. Now Crotty. 10 out from the 22 in centre field, Aaron Smith. McKenzie again. Leonard-Brown serves it up for Ben Smith. Ben Smith with his power. Got it away to Aaron Smith. Links up with Jordie Barrett, but it's a forward pass.
Great, it was.
Yep, forward pass.
You called it, Nisbo. I think most people that were watching from this angle could see that as well. Just drifted forward out of the hands from Aaron Smith. Lovely interchanging of passing from the All Blacks in the tackle as well.
Scrum.
But he was right on the spot, Angus Gardner. You can see him tracking across there. He recognises the break, gets up a bit of speed. And as it goes back inside to Aaron Smith, he's in good position to see that. And yes, forward pass, well called. Good refereeing.
It came out of another sort of stuttered backline move, though, didn't it? It just didn't sort of kick into gear until the overhead pass came into play. So maybe it's just Damien McKenzie just finding his feet and them finding their feet around him with some of the calls. It'll take time.
Let's go, please, Black. Time's on.
Four and a half out
Please,
from
last
the
scrum
break.
was good. Same again, please. Okay. 1 minute. Crouch. Bind. Set.
at the moment, so they have to use it. So Gordon hands it up for Bastareaud, and good power by the captain. Bought them a little bit of territory. Now Morgan Parra. Yeah, well, he started to play the ball with his foot, not for the first time.
Sam Cane got him late, I think.
And that's caused a bit of a scuffle.
Calm down. No. Yeah, I've got the penalty up here. It's fine. Yeah. And listen, where's the captain, Matthew? Yeah. I've blamed the penalty. It's a push after the pass. It's not late. We're going up here in 15, okay? Yeah. Yeah.
So bottom line is that Sam Cane has been penalised for...
Yeah, well, it's unnecessary. You don't need to push him after the pass. So there's going to be a penalty up here on the 15 against you. Okay. Yeah. George, have you got the mark up here?
Between the 22 and the 10.
Yep. Yep. Push. Yep. On the 15. Yep. Yep. The push.
Anthony Beru for France.
You'd have to say the French have been good. They really have. Yes, they lost their way initially and probably were a bit demoralised by the red card, but they've regrouped since those 2 tries, fought their way, battled their way back into this match.
Lineouts have been an issue. Here's another one. So there's a real problem at lineout time as slings it wide. Jordie Barrett looking to link up, but he's handed it away. And now going back after this is Crotty. He gets support from Ben Smith. And Tomar waits. Haven't seen him in any space tonight, but boy, if we do, he is something else.
No, leave it now. Good.
Parra arrives. Playing halfback and fullback is not an easy task.
He's been playing loose forward as well at some stages.
Yeah. Maestri takes it up, ball turned over. So Parra gets in on Aaron Smith, but the All Blacks have this, and it's flung away by Leonard Brown, and the kick through, and that's nicely done. The man chasing onto that was Cody Taylor.
Okay, I thought the turnover was good for me, yeah? I thought it was fine for me.
So let's see whether Camille Char can get this right. Well, he did. And away goes Antonio. That's a good, strong challenge. Now, his fellow prop forward, Tresso, getting very good value out of their forward pack tonight. Parra making sure that he gets it down towards halfway. Ben Smith away for Jordie Barrett. Now McKenzie, bit of broken field play where he's so dangerous. And the ball is there.
Play on.
And play on. Aaron Smith tripped over and couldn't get there in time.
Okay, leave it 14.
So the All Blacks turn over a great opportunity. And France through Parra again. Jordie Barrett scooting back. Wide pass to McKenzie. Looks at the options and off he goes. Away for Ioane. Ioane with his pace. Chased down, but he got it to Leonard Brown. Now they're lining up. Leonard Brown, he's got Jordie Barrett. Under the bar he goes.
Pin the ears back. Rieko Ioane. Nice positive move towards that defensive line. That brought 2 players in. The offload flick out the back door. Anton Leonard Brown puts the hammer down, drifts in field to where all the supporters, and in particular, Jordie Barrett, who finishes it in style.
Well, this breaks the spirit of the French. They've done so well. They had 25 seconds to survive until half-time and then go and regroup. But the All Blacks saw an opportunity to swing it wide. First of all, it was Jordie Barrett. Then it was Mackenzie, who propped off his right foot, brought in Rieko Ioane, and then Leonard Brown. Jordie Barrett, who started it right on the right-hand touchline, finished it off. That hurts the French, Justin, big time.
Yeah, and that's just a perfect example of if they breach the All Blacks without operating with your fullback, the flood of support's going to come through. You're in massive trouble.
Last 3 rounds.
Mackenzie converts the try, so the players head for the sheds. Although the French aren't in a hurry to leave, they're still standing behind the in-goal area, having a bit of a chat. So the All Blacks have scored 3 tries to 2 penalties, and at half-time here in Wellington, 21-6.
Well, another test match between New Zealand and France. More drama.